How did Jimmy O Yang become famous?
You may know him from
She'll be like, Jimmy, guess how much? Guess how much?
This show is gonna have 100% tariff because I'm made in China. Okay, I just want you to know.
or have seen him in. He is Jimmy O Yang. In this episode of PD Café, I travel to Shanghai to meet Jimmy, whose family has deep roots in the city.
Hi, Jimmy!
Oh, Lily.
Finally meet you in
Nice to meet
person.
you.
Because I watch a lot of your shows and clips on social media. You feel like old friends to me already.
Really?
Yeah.
Thank you. I watch your clips too.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so you feel like an old friend too. So nice to meet you.
It's good start.
Yes.
So when was your last visit to Shanghai then?
So I came back a couple months ago, but then before that, 20 years. I have not been back in
Wow.
20 years. Yeah, when I
Oh.
was, I think, 15 or 16 years old to visit my mom here. But, you know, I grew up in Hong Kong, so I really don't know Shanghai very well. So I am a tourist. You know, I've never been here on Wukong Lu, 对吧? But at the same time, it feels very familiar because I speak Shanghainese. So
yeah, you're good
It's like
at
I'm a
it.
tourist and I'm a local at the same time, you know?
I know you've been to many other cities in China recently as well. What is your general view towards China?
It's actually really awesome because I think I haven't been back in 20 years, so I don't know. All I see is just on American television, and usually China is just a news story. You know, you don't see the people, you don't see the food, and the growth. And then I went to Beijing, Shanghai, and Hong Kong last time, a couple months ago. And I gotta say, I was blown away. I mean, the architecture, the food, the interior design, every restaurant was beautiful. And the convenience of everything. I just, for fun, in the mall, I walked into the Huawei shop. And everything was like beautiful. It's like better than the Apple store. You know, they got a phone that can already fold out, all the cars in there and everything. And this is, even I'm Chinese, right? But I lived in America for so long. I didn't know how much, you know, China has, you know, grown and prospered, and like just things are really advanced here, you know?
Yeah.
Over the years, Shanghai has seen incredible changes and dramatic growth, but this haven't shaken Jimmy's bond with the city, compelling him to explore and learn more.
He was born in Hong Kong and raised up in Hong Kong,
Yeah.
but your family has deep roots in Shanghai, right?
Yeah.
How's that?
They're both Shanghainese, from Shanghai, lived in Shanghai all their life. And then they moved to Hong Kong, I was born there. But I speak to them in Shanghainese. So my Shanghainese is better than my Mandarin, right? Which is very rare, I think.
Yeah.
They say my Shanghainese sounds like an old Shanghai person, 羅生氣。要做嘅，我而家知你咪講嘅就係喎啦已經。And also, my family from maybe my great-great-great-grandfather, 他們是天竺味精。
Oh.
Yeah, he started 天竺味精.
A
This
famous
is like,
brand
yeah, very
that time.
famous brand that's you know, all my family's very proud of. They even bought a German airplane and gifted it to the Chinese military to fight the Japanese back in the day. 这个 airplane 就叫这个天竺号.
You're very proud of it.
I'm very proud of it. My dad's very proud of it, and I'm just learning about a lot of family history. And I'm also, you know, learning about Chinese history. Oh, from Russia. Oh my God. Wow, nice to meet you. Wow. Thank you so much. Of course, yeah, no problem. No, it's okay. You want me to take it? I would take a selfie for all of us, yeah.
Along the way, Jimmy was constantly recognized by selfie-seeking fans, both from China and
You're
abroad.
Korean, Japanese, Korean and Japanese. Oh, wow, cool.
I know you're currently on a global tour, Big and Tour. Why Big and Tall, the name?
I think it's a bit of irony because I am not big and tall, you know what I mean? I can call it small and cute next time, maybe.
And I know the next stop is Hong Kong.
Yeah.
And do you know that many fans on Xiaohongshu are eager for you to perform in Shanghai?
I want to, but before I come back to Shanghai to do a real big show, I want to practice my Mandarin. Make sure my Mandarin's really good. I want to show them the respect, that I am from, my family's from here and everything. So I really want to like practice my Mandarin, and then maybe also throw in some Shanghainese.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you tested it before? I maybe
did.
in Los Angeles, right?
I
A
did.
Mandarin show.
Yeah, I tested a little bit of. I don't know if I'm supposed to tell you this. I popped into an open mic at Spicy Comedy in Shanghai.
In Shanghai?
Yes.
How's it
yes,
go,
yes.
Stan?
It was really fun, but my Mandarin still needs some practice, I think. But the jokes, I'm like getting the rhythm, because what makes sometimes an American audience laugh is a little different than what makes a Chinese audience laugh.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of learning about the culture, the rhythm, and like everything. I'm excited. I'm very excited as part of my own journey to get in touch with my roots, learn more Mandarin, be better, and then also delivering jokes in Mandarin. It makes me very excited.
So usually, as a comedian, like where do you usually find your inspirations?
I think it's just everyday occurrence, observations. That's why I like to walk around by myself. You see a lot of my videos, I'm doing selfie, because I just want to be a normal person, just observing life, whether it's in Shanghai, Los Angeles, or London. You get to talk to regular people like taxi drivers, or you, or my cousin, right? Just locals. And then you kind of find the funny things and the observations, Yeah.
And what is the secret to your penetrating cultural insight that impressed me the most?
That is such a good question. I think also just talking about your truth. When I start talking about my family, it's just my own experience. My dad's a little funny, and like my mom loves to save money. Like guess how much, right? I didn't expect it to resonate, with a global audience, and all the Chinese audience in Xiaohongshu also responded, because I guess they relate to that too.
Yes.
Because their family, it reminds them of their family. So I think comedy a lot of times starts with a truth, a truth about my life, and you have to be honest, right? Because everybody can tell a joke, but I think people come to watch comedy shows and they become fans of yours because they want to get to know you, because you are telling your story.
Walking down Wukang Road, we stopped off at an ice cream shop where we fought the traditional Chinese battle over who should pay the bill. Then we came across an exhibition about the typical comic book character San Mao. This made me realize his point. Inspiration stems from observing daily life. We sat down afterward to look back on his career and discuss how comedy often begins with truth.
There you go, Lily.
Thank you.
We can cheers, but you're not supposed to cheers with water. That's bad luck.
Why?
Yeah, I don't know. They just say that.
Oh, it's an American thing, eh?
Maybe, yeah. Okay. So we just gotta drink our own water.
So back to your comedy. You mentioned shame-based encouragement from your Asian parents. Some find it relatable, but others may see it as self-deprecating. How do you respond?
Well, first of all, I don't think self-deprecating is a bad thing. Because as a comedian, you're not supposed to be a superstar. A comedian is not supposed to be, like a mega star that's untouchable. A comedian is supposed to be everyday.
Yeah.
You come to watch a comedy show, a comedian is supposed to be lower than you to make you feel better, right?
To entertain.
Yeah, to entertain. We're on the same level with normal people. So I think being humble, being self-deprecating is not a bad thing for a comedian. And most of my jokes, it's just my own truth, right? So whether people can resonate with that or not, that's okay, as long as I'm speaking my truth.
So how do you see this multicultural identity thing? Is it more of a challenge or an advantage in your career?
I think it's both. I think mostly it's an advantage. I'm very proud to have grown up in Hong Kong, have parents in Shanghai, and learning Mandarin, but also spent a lot of time in America. I think that gives me a different perspective and different point of view, a worldview of things. Because I think it's very important to travel and get to know everyone, right? Because at the end of the day, we're all just human beings. So it's a blessing that I've been able to have been involved in so many different languages. And I guess the disadvantage, I see some, because when I first went to America, it's just like any immigrants, it's very hard. I didn't understand English, and people made fun of me, people bullied me, and it just made me want to work harder, So I try to see it as an advantage, but there were definitely times where it's very hard, you know.
You've portrayed a lot of characters in Hollywood, actually. You know,
Yeah.
from Yang Jian in Silicon Valley to.
Well, I never heard that name in Chinese because
It's
you know
Yang
it's always
Jian.
Jing Yang. It's Yang Jian. Okay, cool. Now I know Yang Jian.
Yes.
Okay.
And then you moved to roles in Crazy Rich Asians,
yeah.
and the one with Nina that
Nina Dobrev in Love Heart, yeah.
So, but now you are a leading role in Interior Chinatown, right?
Yeah.
So, will you consider this is a golden age for Asian actors in Hollywood, or is
Oh,
it too
wow.
soon to say that?
I think we still have a long way to go. You know, it's been a lot better since Crazy Rich Asians came out, you know, than when I first started auditioning like 10 years ago. There's very little roles for us. So I think Crazy Rich Asians opened a lot of doors for Asian American actors. And then, you know, you got Everything Everywhere and a lot of different projects, including Interior Chinatown. It's hard to say it's a golden age. It's gotten a lot better, but I think we can still improve and keep pushing. And that's up to us, you know, the creatives, the artists, to do really good work. If there's a role where it's maybe written for a white guy, a black guy, a Latino guy, it's like, why not? Why not be an Asian guy? So you just got to go into the audition and be better and be funnier than everyone and just work harder, you know? And it's not just the actor, right? I'm very proud to see a lot more Chinese American writers, Chinese American people, even behind the cameras, directors, cinematographers, and even hair and makeup people. And I think that's very good to see in Hollywood.
There's more involvement of those Asian performers.
Yeah,
in
like
the business.
representation, right?
So it is changing from your experience.
I hope so, but it's also up to us to kind of fight for it still.
Push it forward.
Yeah, exactly.
So what will be the core message for you, for your international audiences that you want them to take away from your shows?
It's interesting because I think a month ago when I came back to Shanghai, Beijing, and Hong Kong, it was just a vacation. I wanted it to kind of get in touch with my Chinese side because I've been in America for so long. I felt really out of touch. You know, my thoughts and everything was very American from watching American television. And then I found my old diary, my 日记, when I wrote when I was 9 years old in Hong Kong, all in Chinese, right? And I'm 37 now. I just found it. I couldn't read a single word.
Really?
And I felt so ashamed. And I felt so ashamed that I was like, I need to come back to China and learn Chinese, again, learn Mandarin better, learn the writing and reading of Chinese, and also learn about the culture. So for me, it started as a personal journey. But then when I saw such great art here, whether it's Neza, whether it's, you know, 破地狱 in Hong Kong, and a couple TV shows I watched like 繁花, and I'm watching a few like Chinese shows, and I'm like, wow, this is so good. The screenwriting, the cinematography, the directing, the acting, so good. Like this is maybe where the future is, you know, because Hollywood, it's kind of going like this. I feel like the Chinese, you know, it's really catching up, and even it's keep going up. And I'm just so proud, you know, to be Chinese because of that. So in a way, for my international audience, I want them to see China for exactly what it is. I'm not like advertising or whatever, but just, you know, like when Speed came, right?
Yeah.
Most people's reaction, it's like, wow, I didn't know China is so beautiful, so safe, so advanced. You know, they said his bodyguards should retire.
Yes.
And for me as an American for the last 20 years, I didn't even know that. And then when I came here, you know, when I was in Beijing, I was calling my friends in America. His first question he asked me, he was like, hey, how's the air quality? I'm like, that is such a out of touch question. This is not something we even think about. Like the air quality is great. The restaurants are great. The people are great. The safety is great. There's so much that outside of China, people don't know how good everything is right now. So for me as a Chinese person, but also have lived in America for so long, I really want to just organically bring some knowledge and just a piece of that to my friends back home, you know?
Yeah, thanks for sharing your insights and experience. And I think we are really looking forward to your shows in Mandarin someday.
Thank you so much. Yeah, there's so much more to learn from me and from you and everyone else. Thank you so much. Thank you, Lily.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't want to stand up because I spill water all over myself. See, this is what I'm saying, you know? A stand-up comedian, you're supposed to be a normal person. And this is what a normal person do. You spill water on yourself, and it's okay. We don't have to be perfect.
Cool.